Hello, 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 everyone. I know it is late night, early morning, but as I'm sitting here writing my 5,000 word paper for my psychology course, gratefully enough, I am at week 9 of a 10-week term. So, one another term completed. I'm excited about that. So as I'm sitting here, of course, you all know that I hear things. I hear so many things. Hello, hello, Grand Rising. I hear things, and as I hear it, I ponder on it, and I decipher whether it's for me or whether it can be for all of us. And I decided that this one here is for us all. Um, we all, as we're journeying through the chakra series, if you are witnessing with us, we are on Sundays, we're going through and navigating through the seven 3D chakras, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, slash first eye, and the crown chakra. So we're working our way through these things, and it's very, very enlightening. Hello, hello. It's very empowering. It's reminding. All of those things. It's reactivating. It's healing and balancing. All of those things. But I want to talk about the role of parent, the role of guide, the role of mentor, the role of leader, the role of, role model, those roles are very intricate, okay? Yes, we all know that parents are not, may not be capable or able, or whatever the case, for whatever reason, one way or another, to give the child or children everything that they need in order for them to step out and do the things that they are purposed and living and breathing for, right? So we have villages, we have co-parents, we have, godmothers, we have godfathers, we have play mothers and play fathers, we have neighbors, and we have, coaches and teachers and all of those family friends and play aunties and, actual aunties and uncles and play uncles and all of those things, that those entities that have taken a part in our sculpting, right, in our shaping of our life. And so, with that being said, going through the chakras, it is very important when we find out exactly what each one represents and what it should bring us. As a child, and I know it's so taboo for us to have these big conversations with children, thinking that they're much too young to understand and reason with regard to the topics. I'm here to tell you they are not. They are not too young to understand. I say this before, I'll say it again. Children are already children. You are not raising children, you're raising adults. So, what you pour into them at the child age, then they will display and operate out of as an adult. What you pour into them as a child, and then you cultivate and you develop those things that you pour into them, they will become and show and display everything that you have poured into them at that young age. Even whether you do it directly or indirectly, intentionally or, unintentionally, they will display. Look at us. We have displayed the things that we were taught, good or bad, right? We've displayed the things that we've taught. With that being said, it is very important. It is very important, especially if you're in a leadership role. It is much important, very important for us to understand what it is that each child or each person whose life we're pouring into, what they have need of. Okay. Our goal and our job is to train them up to send them out, not to train them up to be like us, not to train them up to, as for us to live vicariously through them, because we ran out of time and we didn't get a chance to do what we wanted to do with our lives. So we're going to force the child to do what we want them to do to make up what we didn't do with our time. No, no, because that child has its own purpose and plan that is attached to their lives and why they're breathing. So what we have to do, we have to pour into them all essential ingredients, all essential lessons, okay, starting with the root. That is the core of them. That is their foundation. What are you laying for them? What foundation are you laying for them to build on? Are you laying a foundation of openness, of love, of authenticity, of security, of protection, of courage? Are you laying the foundation of, warmth and peace? Are you laying the foundation of strength and ability? Are you laying a firm foundation for the child? Are you laying the firm foundation for them to expand on? Then you get to the sacral. How are you preparing them and their sacral chakra? Are you allowing them to express themselves? Are you allowing them to be creative? Are you allowing them to try things and to speak about how they love and how they feel and all of those things? Are you allowing them to do that, or are you shutting them down and telling them to be quiet and shut up and, oh, you don't know anything about love, you don't know anything about this, what you know about, because they're too young? What are you enabling? Or what are you hindering? Are you allowing them the conversation to openly talk about sensuality, sexuality? Sensuality meaning the senses, the abilities, the senses, and the sight and smell and touch and taste. Hearing, the senses, sensuality, sexuality, exploring the understanding and the wisdom and the power behind sexuality. Yes, at that young age, absolutely. Again, as if you're following us on Sundays, and you know that we're talking about that each chakra takes at least 7 years to develop. So if you're building the foundation, you're dealing with day 1 to year 7. There's a specific focus that you should be focusing on and pouring into the child during those ages. And then from 7 to 14, there's a specific focus that you should be focusing on during that time with that child. Things of expression, creativity, sexuality. What do you want to be? Sensuality. What do you want to be when you grow up? How do you want to love? Do you know what love is? Let's talk about love. Let's talk about let's talk about your sexuality. Let's talk about what it is. What urges do you have? Do you feel anything? Do you know what your organs are for? Let's talk about them. Let's discuss it openly. So there is no hindrances, no things off the table. At home or with those trusted guides, every child should be comfortable. Then you go to the solar plexus. That is where they build their superpowers, their abilities, their confidence. This is the age where a lot of children are being bullied. Okay, from the ages of 14 up, they're being but to 21. They're being bullied. They're confused about what it is that they want to do in life. They have the imposter syndrome, suffering from that. They feel like they can't do it. I don't know how to do this. I don't think I can, and I don't want to, and low self-esteem, and that's when those ages are developing those type of feelings and things like that. Pour into them affirmation, speak life into them, speak edification, speak motivation, speak you can, you are, you will, you shall, those type of terms. That is when the confidence and the boldness is strengthened. The ability, the empowerment, the self-awareness. They know who they are at that age. It is no confusion. Then you go to the heart chakra. This is where they learn to love. This is where they understand what love looks like. They understand what it's not. They understand how to love others just as they love themselves, but first understanding how to love self, how to make you your greatest love. And then you pour out of that love for self into others. How to understand, how to be empathetic, how to be sympathetic, how to be forgiving, how to be giving, how to be sharing, how to be kind. They learn during these ages how to be these things. They learn what foreign love looks like. They learn by way of circumstances and situations. They learn personalities. They learn these things. Then you move on to the throat chakra. This is where, from the ages, I believe, of 28 to 35, is when your throat is opened up. By this time, because you develop all of the 4 chakras beneath this one, by this time, this person should be able to speak out and speak their mind. They should be able to speak boldly without conviction. They should be able to say how they feel when they feel it with no restriction, no hindrances, no trepidation, no intimidation. They should be able to say when something is not right and say when everything is going wrong. They should be able to say without fear of repercussions. They should be able to sing out loud. There should be no restrictions. They should be able to practice their speaking clearly. They should be able to say what things are, affirm things with boldness. And then you move on to the third eye. These things, if you are a guide, if you are a mentor, if you are a parent, if you are a teacher, if you are a coach, these are the things that you should be teaching and pouring into the one that's under you, the one that you are leading, the one that you're guiding. Third eye, developing the intuition, discernment, understanding what is and what is not. Knowing how to sift, not being easily persuaded and easily fooled and tricked. Okay? As a mentor, as a leader, if you are not pouring these things into the ones that you're leading and guiding, as a parent, if you are not pouring these things into your children, what are you setting them up for? What are you sending them out to do and to become? Unfortunately, oftentimes we have parents that send their children out of the house ill prepared, butt naked and afraid, having no tools, having no understanding, having no insight, don't know what they're doing. It is so not about financial stability. Not always. Because if they can have money and be completely ignorant as to how to move about their lives, they can have a job to be able to financially take care of themselves when they leave out of your house. But what else have you given them? What essentials have you given them for them to soar when they leave you? Train them up to send them out. You must first train them up. But here's the hang up. This is where we get caught up here. We get caught up because some of the people who are teaching have never been taught. Some of the people who are doing the training have never been trained. I was talking to my parents last night about a matter, and I was telling them that in times past, we were able to go to the elders, and the elders were able to pour into us wisdom and understanding, insight, intellect. Unfortunately, nowadays, we got elders who are not wise. Some of the elders are not wise, and what they're pouring out is not wisdom. Things are getting out of hand. They have gotten out of hand because we have gotten out of place. Too many elders are trying to keep up with the young people instead of training them up and sending them out. That is the thing that we need to stay focused on. Too many parents are out here trying to live it up and party and turn up and this and the third, but you don't understand that you have a mandate on you to train them up and to send them out. They are going out with no tools. They are going out with no armor, just unprotected, an open bullseye to whatever the world has in store for them. Because you did not properly teach them how to be emotionally stable, how to be mentally stable, how to be socially stable, how to be financially stable, how to be physically stable, how to be spiritually stable. Why? Because you yourself are not emotionally stable. You are not spiritually stable. You are not mentally stable. You are not financially stable. You're certainly not physically stable. So how in the world are you able to show and train when you yourself have never been shown or trained? What are we teaching these people? We are teaching them from our place of ignorance. It is time for us to grow. It is time for us to build. It is time for us to develop ourselves. Build yourself up so that the ones that are coming up under you, you are not misleading them. They are not leaving your care and being completely and immediate open targets to the world to attack them, and attack them because they are not prepared, because you haven't given them the tools. Again, you're too busy trying to find out what labels you should be rocking. You're too busy trying to stunt on folks. You're too busy trying to flex. You're too busy trying to get a bag, or trying to ride a car or a nice this and to put rims on this. You're too busy trying to get the latest unit, the latest hairstyle, the latest beat, the latest makeup, the latest whatever, things that are not essential to a person's growth. We are so distracted right now. So distracted. We're too worried about what such and such is doing, how they getting down. Did you hear about such and such? Did you see that on TV? Did you do this? Did you see that? What about this? And girl and dude and oh my God. We're distracted. So when the people are leaving out of our care, we call ourselves leaders. We call ourselves mentors. We call ourselves godparents. We call ourselves guardians. We call ourselves parents. We call ourselves families. We call ourselves besties. We call ourselves loved ones. How? Because love covers. Love chastens. Love shows. Love teaches. We have got to get back into our places. We've got to train properly. We've got to build ourselves properly. We've got to show love properly. We've got to learn properly. We've got to get to our places so that we can become the highest versions of ourselves that we're supposed to be. This is the name of the game. This is the name of the game. Return to your highest self. Quiet the noise around you and build. Return. Remember. Align. Reconnect. Silence the distractions and let's get down to business. The reason why you're breathing. Train them up and send them out. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We will see you all on Sunday as we journey through the throat chakra.